It's an honor for me to be working with this guy right here.
Oh man, come on, man.
You know what I mean? Apollo Brown.
Come on, man.
Time and effort into this album. The Cost of Living is a very introspective album.
First off, man, I need everybody to give a round of applause to PHILMORE Green. Now y'all gotta get louder. It's like we had a show. Y'all gotta get louder. This is Chicago's own right here. You know what I'm saying? I infiltrated a little bit. I'm from Detroit, but this is Chicago's own, man. It's one of y'all best artists ever. It's one of y'all greatest MCs ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's an honor to work with you, bro. Absolutely. I just want to be a little piece of your career, man, and I'm honored to do that. So everybody, you know, we thank y'all for coming out straight up, and if you're here, it's because we respect your opinion, period. You know what I'm saying? I might not know everybody in here. I know a lot of y'all, but your opinion is respected. So take what you hear tonight, please, and help us progress the album further. You know what I'm saying? The album comes out on Tuesday. If you could write about it, share it.
Yeah. Steep life.
Steep life coming up when niggas is sheep like.
Yeah.
Rappers and hoopers, we strive to be like. It's steep life coming up when niggas is sheep like.
Yeah.
Rappers and hoopers,
Look,
we strive to
step in the
be
concrete jungle. Everything is broke, your passion be the healer. If you getting bread and the vultures know they glad to be your killer. Dirty mattresses, imagine it was your faculty that's hid up. And the women that set you up and get that bag for they concealer. Put the package on her liver, Greyhound package is delivered. It is hazardous in the middle of July, shit you could shiver, quiver. Where I'm from, it ain't built for the weak and bitter. And if Philly ain't your best, then you gon' have to reconsider for real.
Too emotional.
Hey, I want to welcome you to the Corner Convo, episode 123. Let me tell you where you at all times, you heard?
A corner like thousands of others across the country. It's a place to go if you want to be seen, and to a lot of folks, it's the information center of the neighborhood.
Our job is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change.
Mug is in the bag, and the bag is the bass, and the bass never change. It's a groove.
Man, I just saw that movie last night.
I know I got you.
Wakanda joint.
My name is AMON. Say what you want, just spell my name right.
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time.
Those are all facts too.
Best singers, one of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever played. Oh my great
Fucking Instagram model. Fuck out of here, man.
Next up, man, we got my boy Makinde Adetapo.
Hey, yo. Corey saying, I asked him, I was like, you got a size 7/8 and it's fitted? He was like, yo, little head ass, man, fit that big ass brain ass. Bro, I can't wear 7, bro. Hey, I cannot wear 7 fitted. That's a fact. I cannot wear. Bro, I'm not lying, bro. I wear 29 slim. You got issues? You want to smoke?
Man, my son was 29, bro.
And in preservation of my boy AB is not in the building. He had to catch a flight. You know what I'm saying? He's always here in spirit.
Get your ass on Facebook too, boy. Your Twitter fingers start crumbling.
7/8.
That's any nigga that
Hey man, we don't have to keep having these conversations. I was sharing.
Man, what's in your head, huh? Pause.
He said, what he say? He say, peanut head.
You're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
We not on that, all right? Yo.
Too much, man.
Hey, look, man, it's the Corner Combo, episode 123, man. We have some very, very special guests in the building, man. To my immediate left, man, this is brother Apollo Brown, man. Let's clap it up one time.
What up?
In my opinion, super producer. Works with the likes of some of everyone. You know, we talking Ghost. You want to slow it down, Raheem Devon. You know, the entire Woo, which is fam. I mean, list just goes on and on, man.
Shout out to Sky
Zoo, that's
man.
my man. You know, and to his left, we got PHILMORE Green. Got the city on fire, man. That's fam. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming. We've been talking, man, for
Yeah.
I feel like forever. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
for a while,
Yeah,
I've
to
been
make this
pushing it
moment
back.
happen.
Let's go. Like, man, this is the right time, bro. Gonna be in town.
7.5/8.
Yeah, 6 and 5/8.
I'm 7.5/8.
Hey, that's already the name of the show now. It's
6 and 7/8.
7/8.
6 and 7/8.
That's what's up, man. Well, look, man, we gonna get right into it, man. I know you got some quick hits you wanted to run off real quick, like shit that's popping off in the city.
We can wait. You know,
Right.
we can wait.
Well, look, man, I'm gonna just say like this, right? So, you know, I got today's Veterans Day. Let's make that clear, man. Shout out to the veterans out
Thank you
there,
for the
man.
service.
Like, I got a lot of
Word,
family. I'm
peace,
sure
peace,
everybody
peace.
got family out there that put their life on the line, man. That's real shit. I don't always agree with the government and why we over there, but for the people that do that, man, much love to y'all. And because of y'all, I didn't have to take my ass to my job where these middle school kids be giving me smoke, especially on Friday. So I got to wake up, you know what I'm saying, have my coffee, play a little hip hop, right? And so I decided to go through the crates. I knew who we was gonna have on today, and I'm like, let me just put the Spotify situation, see what it run me through.
Nice.
Man, the joint that you did with not Staley, I always say his name wrong. Staley.
Yep.
We had him at Promontory once, right? Early on, like maybe 4 years ago, right?
Word.
Yo, it was a joint you did, and I'm forgetting the name now. I think I screenshotted it, but Joe, it was a joint you did, and I'm just like, the way you sample is like, it's interesting, man. I study a lot of cats that chop. At one point, I fashioned myself a producer.
Word.
That didn't work out too well. But the cat that was really like my kind of tutor in that way, it was all about the chops. Everything, no matter what I did, he was like, nah, fuck that. If you use a loop, chop the loop. Like whatever you're doing, you got to chop it, reverse it, tone it down. You got to do something, right? And so I learned a lot about that concept, but I've never heard anybody chop like you, man. You chop. It's almost like you chop ballads in this super soulful way that when you put the kick and the snare over it, I don't even know how to describe it. I've been trying to figure out how to actually describe it all day.
Let's just say I sample. I don't know if I do or not. I might. Let's just say if I did. If I did sample, this is how I would chop it.
Right.
We don't know.
Good facts. Good facts.
No, I'm all about melody. My big thing is I hear a lot of music nowadays that it's not a lot of melodies out here, man. I'm all about melodies. So I'm all about feeling. Like what melodies bring about for me is feeling. You know what I'm saying? So if I can make something that has that feeling, that has something that will move you, that will make you remember something or make you forget something, whether I chop it in a 4-bar loop or if I chop it, however small the chops are, however big the chops are, I'm trying to create my own melody.
Word.
Out of what's there. Something different from, sometimes the sample tells you, if I sampled, the sample tells you
facts.
It tells
What to do.
It
That's
tells you
true.
what to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I
Sometimes
feel
you
that.
listen to something, you like, yo, it's telling me, right? It tells you what to do right here.
And what's ill is like, so I'm listening to y'all's new project, which we're gonna get into in a second, but it's like,
You got it already?
it's like, nigga,
You don't got it?
right, like,
Oh, you don't got it?
you don't even check the email.
Yeah,
Like, what's
no.
wrong with you?
You ain't got it. You ain't heard it?
Your mind, you fucking up, dog.
I've heard a lot. I haven't heard the whole project.
Crazy,
I don't know
man.
if you could properly interview us about the project,
Exactly.
man.
How you
know what I'm
gonna?
saying? That's how I have a co-host, brother.
No,
Right. but it also reminds me, like, I study music, and there's this concept in classical music called counterpoint. And it's this concept that, like, you almost have, like, conflicting tempos, conflicting...
Counter melodies.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yep.
And when I started listening to the project, because I was listening to, like, your production style, and then I know PHILMORE, and I've kind of heard his style, and, like, listening to the way I'm like, how do you even think about flowing over that? Because it does feel like it's almost like, it's not like a standard pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like for sure, like
Easily.
That's-
No effort. Perfectly.
No, real
You
shit
know what I'm
though.
saying?
Real shit. Like that's
75/8.
7 and 3/4. You know what I'm saying?
7/8.
I'm not sure if it's a pause to be saying these random sizes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that random size is pause.
Pause that to begin with.
Yo, like the crazy part about it, that was a great observation on your behalf, because some of the beats on there was like, I wrote several rhymes to certain beats, and I found certain pockets to certain beats, and I just chose, I did a lot of writing for this.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, the beat was called Shall Overcome. The record is called It's Different. I wrote like 3 records 3 records for that one, but I didn't
Like different styles,
different pockets
Yep.
on how I approached the beat.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, damn, like I never done that before.
Yeah, that's
So when you say that, it was like, shit, like it was real. Like the beats were like, I don't want to say, because they're not unorthodox.
Right.
no, it's
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
but it's not standard
Very,
though.
very straightforward.
Yeah, but it's
very
not standard
straightforward.
though. It's not standard at all.
Very straightforward. I thought I was the only one. Like, damn, which
Nah.
pocket do I want to choose on this? And we got the records that air, cost of living.
Cost of living.
That one cold.
November
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that. That one's so cold,
Yeah,
man.
it's different. It's different.
Well, look, man, we gonna get right to it, man. We got shout out to sponsors, man. Where we at? First of all, let's talk about that.
We
Go
are
ahead.
at
Tell us where we at.
VIETFIVE, okay? South Loop, 1116
Get
West
that right,
Madison.
bro.
You know what I'm
West
saying?
Loop. West Loop.
What
West
you say,
side,
South
man.
Loop? No, I
West
don't know.
Loop.
I said West Loop.
I don't know
said
what he
South
said.
Loop.
Rewind it, bring it back.
We gonna rewind it.
You know what I'm saying?
West Loop.
And
Man, shout out to Twan, man. Give it up to Twan, man. Letting us hold the spot down.
VIETFIVE,
What
VIETFIVE, man. You know what I mean?
Shout out my brother Twan, man. Twan is a guy, man. Like I watched Twan and how he move. I've been in this place when there was nothing in here, like none of this shit. Like
How long has it been here, you know?
How long you been over?
How long you been? 1 year? Okay.
1 year.
Happy 1 year, my brother. That's hard to do over here, Joe.
It's been 1 year since Fillmore saw it.
Oh, okay.
Since I saw it, I got the videos on my phone. Like it was nothing in here. He was explaining everything how he wanted it. You know, he gonna do this to the walls, and now come in here. And if you know Twan's story, that makes it more inspiring. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
his-
Let's
his
talk about
story.
him, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to tell a story on. You know what I mean? He can.
Yeah, give us the bullet points. You know what I'm saying?
Twan is a guy, man. You know, he the upbringing wasn't easy.
Word.
You know what? But how much Twan? He did 15 and a half years in prison.
Ooh.
You know, came home, got his shit together. His people came over to America, set it up for him, and no matter his downfalls, he still made gold out of that.
Well, you
know
did
what I mean?
15, not in the
Yeah, yeah,
U.S. Oh, in the U.S. Okay.
Yeah, he did 15 and a half years in prison, man, and he
Hey,
came
that's a
home.
serious success
and
story, bro.
there's no excuses.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So we sitting in his establishment right
Hey,
now.
that's what's up, man.
Give
Real
us
shit, man.
Twan,
Clap
yo.
it up for that, shit. Real talk.
VIETFIVE.
And I'm not like, because I'm a teacher, man, and I taught entrepreneurship for a while. And one of the things that was my biggest point is that the audience that we need to be teaching these business plans to is exactly that literally captive audience,
No
right?
excuses.
Like that's a group of people that have all day, every day to think of ideas, put to paper, so that when they get out, we know how they're gonna get treated on the job front. We know how they're gonna get approached. So starting your own business is almost the only way.
And I don't want to just shout out. We got time. I don't want to
we
just
got
shout out
plenty
the time he did in prison. Let's talk about the community work.
Yeah.
He does lots of work with the community. I look up to him for that.
Word.
He does lots of work with the communities. He has lots of ties with these sponsorships, the Targets, the several foundations, man.
Dope,
we can
man.
go on and on, but he does lots of work in the communities, clothing drives, toy drives, book bag drives. We did a fucking Peace Fest right
Oh, I
after
remember
doing the
this.
show with PHILMORE. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was
fuck with Fleet
hardcore
too.
rap shit.
Yeah,
and then
I
I go
fuck
to
with
the Peace
straight drill.
Fest. It's good I could do that, but Twan
Word.
put that together, man. He had all type of sponsorships, giving out free laptops,
Oh, that's
hundreds
dope.
of fucking home run in pizzas for
That's
the kids,
what's up,
man.
bro. Yeah.
Salute to Twan. We ain't gonna just
Nah,
highlight
mad
the
love,
prison
man.
time.
Mad love,
No,
bro.
for
I
sure.
definitely
No,
appreciate
dope,
it, man.
man.
And the coffee fire. I'm a true coffee head, bro. The coffee is fire.
VIETFIVE.
Low key, we gonna have you on the show because
Yeah.
you are right on brand with what we do.
Yeah, facts,
And
man.
Facts.
completely
That's
highlight
facts,
you,
man.
dead ass.
Congrats,
And you
bro.
Monday through you Sunday to Sunday. What's the hours?
Yeah, 7 to 2. I mean, 8 to 2.
8 to 2 on every day. Hey, man, pull up, get you some coffee, man.
No
Support.
days off. VIETFIVE.
Yep.
VIETFIVE.
1116
You know what I'm saying?
West Madison. Now I got a question though. How did you find this brother?
Yeah, how did y'all
How
connect?
did
That's
y'all
a good question.
So
I've been knew of this guy.
I mean, who
come
did?
on,
Right?
man.
Yeah,
Come on,
I mean,
man.
the
No,
catalog- the catalog is
But like,
crazy.
how do you fall into a situation where you're like, yo, let's do a project?
The brown tape was my shit. Let me be
So
clear.
my guy Rashid Hadid, man.
Oh, that's
I
the
love
brother,
it. Yeah, I
man.
love
Shout out
Rashid.
to
You know what I'm
Sheed,
saying?
man.
I've known
Rashid.
Hadid for about 15 years, man. We go way back, and anybody he fucks with, I fuck with.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And I caught wind of this dude, man. Caught wind of this dude. Listened to his first album. I was like, yo, he's. I mean, you use that on brand. He's on brand
Yes,
with what I
with
do.
what you do,
You know
yes.
what I'm saying?
I can tell.
He's
I can
on
tell.
brand with what I do, and from the delivery to the voice to the content, just the way he carries himself. You know what I'm saying? It's perfect. So him and he was on tour. He was on tour with Sky Zoo. Yeah. I think Elzai was on the tour.
Elzai 60.
We did a Stop It Promise tour.
Well. DJ Belly, DJ Chip DeVille, shout out to the whole Retropolitan tour.
For sure.
Yeah, he came through Detroit.
Rashid.
You know, I came out to show my support, man, and I pulled him to the side, man. Was just like, yo, man, I respect what you do. I'm a fan, and
let's work.
And you fuck with Hadi, man.
Right.
So you know, I said, you know, let's work, man. We need to, and I didn't know if that was going to be a song, if that was going to be, you know, an album, a feature, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what it was going to be, but you know, it ended up being this album, Cross the Limit.
Now, as a producer, do you prefer to work in studio with the artist?
Good question.
Yeah.
Because, you know, motherfuckers just send me the joint out and send it back.
Right. That's the thing, man. Everybody knows
that shit is
me.
weird energy.
Nah, they know I don't do email albums, man.
Dope.
That you know, if we gonna do an album together, we're gonna get in the studio together. You know what I'm saying? And in this case, he didn't even hear the beat. I had him come out to Detroit, and he heard the beats in Detroit. It wasn't even. I didn't even email him the beats. It was like, yo, just come on, man. We did the whole album together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just how you catch a vibe, man.
Yeah.
We don't. That's one of the last things we got left in this industry,
real,
man. With all the technology and the social media and the way that we can correspond with each other. Yo, let's get in the studio together.
Let's vibe.
You know, let's vibe out. Let's catch a vibe together. Keeping it as natural as possible. I want him to see my face after he comes out the booth, man.
Yeah.
I want him to see my reaction to what he just spit.
Yeah.
There's
You know what
nothing
I'm
like
saying?
that. There's nothing like that moment where you hear it live, like you in the room and you like, woo, that's that moment.
That's the first time.
That's
ooh.
on both sides.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like either way, yeah.
That's the first time I heard it too, because I'm not. Yo, I'm one of those dudes. Don't call me up and say, yo, check out what I wrote. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear it in the booth.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till we get in the studio, till we start recording this joint. That's when I want to be surprised, man. I want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Nobody
saying?
heard
'Cause I know what he's capable of. I don't work with anybody I gotta babysit. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta. I work with you because I'm a fan of you. You know what I'm saying? I don't work with anybody I'm not a fan of.
Y'all don't seem like the guys that got like 6 women and blunts going around.
Nah,
People
Studio,
just shooting dice and shit.
Nah, studio is business, bro.
Studio is business.
You know what I'm saying? Time is money.
Yeah, facts.
Time is money, and we in there to get work done, man. If you want to have fun afterwards, go do whatever afterwards, cool, man. But in the studio, this is the workspace, man.
I think when I stepped into the lab, we didn't even chill for 30 minutes.
It was just right to it.
And I was recording.
Let's go.
I was recording, like I went prepared, you know what I'm saying? Did like, we had 24 hours to do the record? 24 hours of studio?
Like we blocked out 20 to 22 hours of studio time or something like that.
18 records to record. I think I did like 10 joints in 6 hours.
Yeah, he killed that shit the first night.
On the first night.
Yo, he was on adrenaline that first night.
In the mental, we wasn't rushing. 10 joints in 6 hours, I just memorized all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Memorized it. Second day was like a fucking layup. We can really tweak shit up, and third day we did a photo shoot. So it was like, it's business.
Here's something that's ill about what you just said, man, because we all know like studio is real easy to just put like the music stand up, read it, or read off your phone, right?
Yeah.
So I was also an actor at one point, right? And I was like on stage and shit, right? And what I always remember is the difference of the feeling in rehearsals when you learning the script and how you deliver your lines and the timing and the emotion and the tonality and all that versus when you actually got it locked down.
And I know that
right?
about myself.
And I'm wondering, like, because I feel like what you said earlier, man, like a lot of the music today, no shade to nobody, but it does lack emotion. It lacks feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I think some of it is that, though. I mean, again, I'm a teacher. I watch kids read for a living.
It's robotic.
And it sounds
It's robotic.
It sounds super
I
like.
can tell you're reading. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
There's
robotic.
no real only passion you got is when you talk about killing a motherfucker, and that ain't really all that hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But let me bring it back, man, because there's another thing, and I'm glad you brought up Rashid Hadi, and he knows I've said this to him directly, and I say it to him every time I see him. From a production style, Hadi to me is the closest in Chicago I've ever heard to Dilla. And that's just my personal opinion.
Amazing, bro.
It's just my personal opinion. The way Hadi approaches music, the way he approaches laying out his arrangements, the way he layers his drums, all of that, he's the closest I've ever heard to Dilla. Now with that, and big shout out obviously for the Detroit fellas,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in that vein, Nas dropped King's Disease 3 like yesterday, right? And what's ill is I had never made this comparison before until I was listening this morning. The way that what Nas talks about his content his consistency and his delivery, the fact that you know exactly what you're gonna get from him time after time and time, it dawned on me. I was like, yo, that's who I think I'm associating you with now. I'm like, that's Fillmore to me now. It's like, because when you listen to, especially this album, right? You know he gonna rep Queens almost on every song. He gonna talk about the experience. He telling you a story about what's going on, what's going on with Shorty, what's going on with old girl, how is this playing out? He's telling you people's real stories, right? And as I listen to this project and some of your older work, that's what you always presenting the storyline. Man, it was one you did with Skyzoo. I know I screenshotted that one. This shit. That wasn't time. Motivation. The line was, in the song, the line was, one gunshot to change all your decisions, or something to that effect. Damn it, I should have wrote this shit. My point is still this. My point is still that you do, man. You have a lot of a Nas approach. When I listen to your music, man, I know I'm going to get a full perspective. It's not just, I got some rhymes.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Look at how hard I can rhyme.
I'm glad you talked about consistency, man, because I've come across people who think consistency is bad. And then people like me who think consistency is amazing.
It's amazing.
You got people that confuse consistency with, oh man, all your shit sounds alike.
Sounds the same or whatever.
All your shit sounds the same. All your lyrics are the same. All your beats sound the same. Nah, that's just me being consistent.
Exactly.
You know what you're going to get.
This is what I'm doing.
You know what you're going to get.
This is what I'm doing.
You know exactly when you turn the button on.
This is what I'm on. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, like, I studied Nas, bro. I gotta give you something when I rhyme. I can't just rhyme just to be rhyming. You know, you gotta leave here with something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to leave here with something. You know, I forgot the term. One of my homegirls was telling me, she's like, I forgot the term. It's just like,
I mean, you paint the picture, though, bro. You paint the picture. Like, I can close my eyes and I can visually see where you're going.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And for me, like, every time I hear a joint, I feel like there's a video for it. You know what I'm saying?
I live in Chicago when I listen to this record.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's how I feel when I listen to Nas. I feel like I'm from Queens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You know what
saying?
I'm saying? I could picture it.
And every time Nas drops shit, I get inspired. So now it's like, when he dropped new, he's like my favorite MC of all time.
I was about to go there because we was having a previous conversation, man. It's like, look, I ain't gonna lie, and this is, this might sound blasphemous now that I know that's your favorite, but when this conversation used to come up, anywhere between 96 and I'm gonna say 2015 maybe, Nas or Jay-Z, I was always hand up for Nas.
For sure.
I'm not gonna lie though. Recently, I feel like, I don't know if it's because I'm 40 and shit. I don't know what it is. But I do feel like I never, Nas is always in my top 3.
Always,
but I feel like stylistically, I am starting to listen more for the J style personally.
So that's some
you feel me?
That's some 6 and 7 8 type shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
I should have never told these. I told everybody I went to. Hey, I tell you what. Never mind. Continue.
Nah, man. See, when it comes to Jay-Z and Nas, for me, I mean, both obviously they have what they have. You know what I'm saying? They do what they do.
Exactly.
They're both masters of their craft.
For sure.
I'm gonna say take over Ether.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
That's how I feel. But
I feel that.
at the end of the day, it's not Nas over Jay-Z for me.
The line he had in the album, it was like, sometimes I text Jay and say, this shit still ain't over.
Take over. Yo, take over as a full song. Like everything about it kills Ether to me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, Nas is definitely
But
top
I'm a Nas fan over Jay-Z all day. I can tell the truth though when I give props when props.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But Nas is definitely. I put Nas at 1.
So my man Cosign, I don't know if you know Cosign?
Cosign on the beat.
I never met him.
So close friend of the show. That's my man's, right? He actually did a record with Nas. That shit was ridiculous, right? It was his first single. I forgot what album, but I was in the studio with him about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And Polo G came in the studio, right? So Cosign, he playing some shit, right? He asked him, well, what you into, what you want, whatever. So he gave him a couple joints. And I'm watching Polo not really respond to these joints. And I'm like, this shit is fire, right? Yeah. So as a producer...
But he's a young guy, so he's a young guy thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah,
so I mean, my question is, do you get offended if you have an idea for what you think Fillmore should sound like, and he's like, nah, that ain't it for me?
Nah, I never get offended, because I know that in this industry, not everything you do is going to be liked by everyone who listens to it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You can't come into this thinking that everybody's going to love everything you do, man. Whether it's a beat, whether it's a rhyme, whatever it is, you're going to be sadly mistaken.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You might, you're going to go home and cry. You're going to cry in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was weird. And I asked him, he's like, nah, bro, I'm not offended. He's like, man, that's just what it is.
Nah, I'm not offended. Because I know that,
And then, so later that
not
night,
everything's for everybody.
You know, we would, what's the singing?
Mario.
Mario come in, he played some shit, and Mario go nuts.
Yeah, they wrote a whole song right there.
Mario
But you know
go
what?
nuts.
What's crazy is, though, what I've noticed about, I'm not going to say this new generation, but a certain generation is, what did I just hear?
No, that was somebody moving a table.
I was about to say,
You talking motherfucker blew the shit out.
No, but what I've noticed though is a crowd can show no emotion and then come up to you after the show and be like, yo, that was the greatest show I ever seen in my life. Or listen to a beat, show no emotion, and then afterwards, yo, that's the craziest beat I've ever heard in my life.
Interesting.
And I'm like, dog, they so I don't know if they're just in the moment.
Interesting.
Or they don't know how to show the emotion.
Some crowds are
Because when I came up, it was like, you knew if I liked that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
one of these,
You knew if I was feeling that shit.
Yeah. You got the snake face on.
Immediately, you knew on my face if I was like, that shit is crazy.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's different.
It is, man.
It's different out here.
I teach these kids. I'm telling you, they beyond different. But we're going to have a separate conversation. This shit just popped up on the news feed. So, you know, we're going to do this Chicago, Detroit shit. We ain't got no choice.
Well, are we cousins musically?
Cousins?
Chicago, Detroit?
Yeah, are we cousins?
Hell yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, what do you got? Curtin Records and...
That's interesting. I mean,
think about it, though.
Two parts of this. Because this is a conversation we have with a lot of Chicago, and I know you've been a part of this conversation.
But let me hear it.
Chicago doesn't have a music industry, right?
I was just saying
in the
that
sense,
interview
like
2
there's no
days
record
ago.
companies, none of that. But I produce festivals, I produce tours, I was at Promontory Talent Buying and production management for
Flex, talk your
7
shit.
years, right?
Thank you for...
I can tell you every national tour I have ever worked on, there's somebody from Chicago on that shit, particularly a musician, right? So the thing about that to me is that, like, I feel like Chicago gets pilfered and pillaged a lot by the industry, right? But they won't move here. Now, Detroit had a long run of being the center of the black music. It was the mecca, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel like in that way, I give Detroit the nod in that way, right? Because they were the center of the music
Just
business.
culture. Just full of culture.
But it's hard not to say
Motown.
that, like, that Chicago thread of musicians weren't filtering their way up there.
No, I
because
think
it's right
Chicago
up 94.
musicians, y'all got poached.
Exactly.
Y'all definitely got
Exactly.
poached. You know what I'm saying?
Cats out in L.A. and
y'all
all
got
that
poached.
stuff.
And that's just what it is. But I wasn't even on the music tip. I was about to talk about this shit Isaiah Thomas just put out on the motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Did y'all see this
No,
shit?
no, what happened,
man?
Yo, so
Please
Isaiah
tell me.
Thomas, obviously from Chicago.
Shout out.
right?
West Side.
And sadly, they just posted them pictures of St. Joe's High School, man. That shit tore up to shit.
Yeah, it's over
anyway,
with.
he posted, until Michael Jordan come out publicly and apologize to me, we got beef. Are you on Mike? Wait, I need to know from Detroit.
No,
Are you on Isaiah Thomas?
But he said, because I'm from the motherfucking West Side. And that's how we get down. Period.
That's what he said?
I'm from the motherfuking West Side.
Bro, he said.
Did he acknowledge? Did he say
no,
it verbatim?
Yes.
Yes.
That's quoted.
I gotta rock with Isaiah.
I might say all day.
You know what I'm saying?
I might say all day.
All day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
I gotta listen.
Bad boys.
But we own Madison,
If
like
he
blocks
said-
away from the United Center right now.
Show
Like,
me
Bad
this is
boys.
blasphemy, man.
Show me he said I'm from the motherfucking
Bro,
West
bro,
Side.
he
Bro,
said it.
don't do that.
Yeah, he gonna pull it up.
If he said that, I got him. How could I not fuck with
But
MJ
speak-
sent the city up?
Well,
Don't get it twisted.
let's go back though, because this is also a big situation. You know this from Chicago.
Right.
Your high school is almost like your stamp. Like what
Yeah.
high school you went to almost tells everybody your pedigree.
Yeah.
What high school?
Marshall Commando.
Oh,
baby.
yeah, okay.
Wow.
Class 02.
Y'all was selling drugs as freshmen.
What? Gambling in the motherfucking locker room.
Joe Marshall, like, I hated
For
playing
English
Marshall.
class.
Nigga, it was like, that was the day I played sick to not go to that motherfucking game, bro. They used to
Listen,
chase the bus if you beat them.
if you not a commando and you go in there and you beat us on the road,
Bro, they go
you
chase
ain't
the
making
bus.
it to the bus.
Right,
Yeah,
they not
that's
on
real
that.
The
shit.
team getting fucked up. That's the Red West, period.
Hey, dead ass.
Westinghouse, Crane, We're surrounded by projects, bro.
House can move around, but Marshall.
Kevin Garnett called that shit the mini NBA.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The women's team is one of the greatest legacies of women's basketball in the state. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when you pull up, they the ones standing out there looking at you like we finna beat your ass.
Yeah.
I was not fucking with Marshall.
Was you there with Pat?
My little brother played with Pat. My little brother played with Pat.
Yeah, exactly.
All for like 3 years.
Shout out to all the AG. That's my man. You know what I'm saying? Monroe in the building all day. Monroe.
I invited him to the situation, to the joint tomorrow.
Okay, love. That's my man.
He might be through Hoop Dreams.
Yeah, I was
Shout out
Goons
to
over there.
AG.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Marshall's that's my alma mater, man. You know, great 4 years in there.
Look at the memories. you can see him real in the back.
Boy, man. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Salute to Marshall.
What'd he say? He said,
RT sends messaging. Until I get a public apology, this beef is going to go on for a long, long time because I'm from the west side of Chicago. I got to fuck with Zeke. I got to ride with Zeke.
I ain't mad at you on that one, man. He's from Chicago. Mike he gave Chicago the brand, but Zeke actually from here. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm from the west, man, I got to fuck with him, bro. My pops played against Isaiah Thomas as a kid.
That's dope.
Really?
Got to fuck with him.
Hold on. Was you nice?
Was that what?
Was you nice?
On the court.
Not at all, bro. Not at all.
You bullshit.
He's tall for no reason.
Tall as a motherfucker.
Tall for no reason, bro.
Coach tried to hit me with a paddle. I got the fuck up out of there, man. You ain't about to hit me with no paddle. Fuck.
He said you ain't about to hit me with no
granddaddies
paddle.
ain't never hit me. You ain't hit me. Well, get out of my goddamn gym. All right. I'll let y'all, man.
That's why I
Fuck
couldn't
outta
do that
here.
frat shit, bro. I was like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
You're not calling me out my
You're not
job at
hitting me with
5
no
in the morning
fucking
trying to
paddle.
bring you some chicken. Fuck out of here.
Man, no paddle. You know, but nah, I played sports for a year, bro. And then I got injured. You know, whereas though I couldn't really play like that no more, so I leaned further to the music, to the arts. I always loved music and rhyming. I was kind of honing my skills at the time. But every motherfucker had hoop dreams or football dreams
Especially
or some
Chicago,
shit like that. But you're not hitting me with the paddle, and the injury happened. So I'm gonna work this pen.
You got that one cut where you sampled the Common line, where it was like everybody.
Steve Black.
Steve Black. Oh, bro, that shit.
That's Apollo, man.
Now, was that your idea or yours? Or that?
No, I laid it in there first. So I got laid it in there, you know, and we went from there. You know what I'm saying? That kind of
built it out.
Where we started with. You know what I'm saying? And that line is just perfect, bro.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It
And
tells
it's
the
Chicago as shit. It's Chicago
Very,
as shit.
very.
Everybody in Chicago would want to be a rapper or a baller. I was both for a long time.
Yeah, now those are lies. But anyway, let's move on.
All the beats on Cost of
Mighty
Living.
Proviso East. Boy, don't ever disrespect
Proviso
that.
East.
See, look, you see the nod. Tell them where you went. Tell them where you went. Go ahead, come on.
The very prestigious Lane Tech. Okay?
Oh, Lane Tech.
Get your goof ass out of here.
And we were Red West. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Red West.
Get your goof ass out of here,
Lane
man.
Tech.
96.
Y'all was like a
95.
girls basketball team, bro.
Yes.
Lane Tech, man.
Yeah, tell them stop tweaking,
No, man, get the
Tell them
fuck
stop
outta here,
tweaking.
man.
I'm trying to
Thank
tell you, bro.
Thank you. Only
Lane
real
Tech doing
hoopers
more
know.
smoke.
Bro,
Only real, and it's two of them. You know, the
Don't have to
other
make the call,
member of this
man.
podcast ain't here today.
Don't have
Lane
to make the
Tech
call.
like the smart.
Yeah, it's a
We go
selective
there,
enrollment school.
Selective enrollment.
The intelligent thugs, man.
enrollment,
You
okay.
see, this is the problem, man.
Okay.
Niggas can't be smart.
Yeah, you
know what
can.
I'm
You
saying?
can be
smart.
You
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah.
cool. You just can't
Selective
hoop. It's all
enrollment.
good.
Y'all couldn't hoop.
Yeah, it's all
Whatever,
good.
man.
But the other guy, we got to shout out to Bossy, right? He the other member. He about your size.
My brother went to Lane Tech.
Right.
Boom.
Really?
Yeah,
What
he
year?
was- Same year, 02. He my best
Oh, yeah,
friend.
nah, he
went
younger.
to
Yeah.
We
Nah.
came out same year. That nigga went to Lane. He a fucking mathematician.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math, so I had to go to Marshall. You know what I'm saying? Marshall, you step in the doors and shit. Welcome to the jungle. Start playing.
Yeah, I was in
Like,
the accelerated program, man. I was honors classes, all that shit. I came behind Shannon Brown and D Brown. Like, wasn't no NBA career in that for me. Them niggas was shooting the gym out.
niggas jumping out the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I think I read something, Apollo, where you were saying that if something happened to you, you want your wife to just burn everything.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean,
You serious about that?
Absolutely, bro. I'm dead serious.
And I don't understand it. Like music, he burned the whole studio down.
Yo,
Really?
my
Burned the
whole
files,
thing is if
everything.
it's not out now, it's not out for a reason.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be exploited. There's people out there that get exploited.
You feel that's what they doing to
true.
Dylan now?
Nah, I'm not gonna name no names, man. But you know, I just don't want to.
That's
If
interesting.
it's not out, if I die tomorrow and this music's not out, or music's that's not slated to be out,
For sure.
yo, burn that shit, man. Put it in the pile, have fun. Burn
That's
all
some
that shit.
super real shit. I don't think I ever heard no real shit.
I don't want my music out.
Because you see the shit with Prince and
You know what I'm saying? No,
All
because
the-
this
you know what I
shit
mean?
in there, I don't want it to
You saying
see
if
the
it,
light
that's
of
you
day.
said, that's why it ain't
You
out.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I make a lot of whack beats. You know what I'm saying? A lot of whack shit in there. You know what I'm
Only
saying? A
way
lot
to
of
go,
horrible
man.
shit in there.
To
I don't
yourself.
want nobody to hear it.
Hey, let me ask you this in that same vein, bro, because I like I say, My toot at the time, my cousin, shout out Dolo. He was supposed to pull up. He probably with his daughter. But we used to be, we was broke as shit, man. I'm talking about you got $4 to your name. We get an OE deuce and hit McDonald's for the fries and a burger type shit. That's what we was eating off of, right?
Yeah.
We'd show up in the crib, 8 o'clock, start making a beat, be 5:30 in the morning before we finish. Now we go to sleep. Like, nigga, we finna make it. Boy, this shit cold. This shit amazing.
Right.
Well, you wake up, you hear that shit like, tink. You're like, yo, what the fuck?
You step back. You come back to that shit. And you like, damn, man.
What the fuck is that?
It's like, yeah,
Who touched my machine?
Right, like,
Who touched my machine, man?
did you fuck with that after I went to sleep? That ain't how that shit
that
sounded
shit
last
happens,
night.
man. That shit happens. It happens, man. But it's there's a lot of times where I'll start some shit and I'm like, I ain't feeling this, man. I don't delete it right away because I want to step away
never
from
know.
it.
Yeah.
I want to step away. I might not be in that mood. You know what I'm saying? I want to step away from it. I step away from it for a couple hours or a day or two and come back. That shit's still whack, man. I'm deleting it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to finish it.
Man.
I don't make beats that I don't like.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Everything, even if I think it's whack, I liked it at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was loving it at the time.
From here on, if you think it's whack,
Send it to me. Right.
I'm gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we could use a few intro cuts, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Hey.
Nah, that's ill though. I wonder too, man, on the business side as a producer. I was watching something Timbaland said earlier today. He was being interviewed by somebody, whatever, and they was asking him, like, how much do you charge for your beats or whatever? And he was like, well, back in the day, I was charging $500,000. And I guess one of these guys was a producer. He was like, damn, right. He was like, damn, what happened to that? And so I'm wondering, like, even from a producer's side, like, obviously you clearly make music for the reasons that you make music, right?
Yeah.
But it's still a business.
Absolutely.
And I know there's sync licensing out there. I know there's all type of ways to kind of keep your bills paid while you still, following your passion. Like, what other avenues are you using music business-wise?
I mean,
just the records?
Just what you said, man. Sync licensing is big, man. That's something that's behind the scenes. I just made an album called This Must Be the Place, man. That was specifically for sync licensing.
Really?
Yeah. I ended up putting it out for the people. I wasn't gonna put it out for the people. That was really a behind the scenes album. We made it business as usual, put it out for the people so they can listen to it, man, and enjoy
I
it.
definitely rapping in the car like I'm nice.
But it was an instrumental album that I put together strictly for sync licensing, man. There's no samples. It's all, song length. They could take it, chop it up however they want to, whatever.
Yeah.
Whether it's movies, TV shows, commercials, video games, whatever. That's big behind the scenes.
Would you say that's like a heavy percentage of your business, or just like kind of like on the back end side, more residual?
It's supplemental. You know what I'm saying? It's supplemental. I'm one of the few artists left that still make the majority of my income off sales.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I get, I still tour. Obviously, I tour a lot. Well, over the last couple of years because of the pandemic, I haven't toured, but starting to get back into that. And usually I'm overseas like 6 times a year. So I tour a lot. And just stuff behind the scenes, man. But I still make the majority of my income off sales.
That's real.
And
a lot of people can't say that. That shit hard as hell these days.
But I got a fan base that's been with me since day one, and they rock with whatever I do, and they don't even need to hear a single. If my name's on it, they're getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And
that's facts.
That's a beautiful thing. But because it goes back to what you said earlier, consistency.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, they gave me the best compliment ever. Anybody else would be like, nah. But somebody said, yo, if I could describe you in one word, man, I would call you reliable.
Yeah.
Break that
and
down.
that kind of just, it blew me back, man. Other people be like, reliable, okay, you know what I'm saying? But being called reliable as a producer,
that's a stamp.
Meaning that everything that I put out, every time I put out music, it gives you that same feeling every time. You know what I'm capable of. You know what you're gonna get every time I put something out. Man, you're so reliable.
I'm telling you, if you can go from Razkaz to Raheem Devon,
hey man,
that's a spectrum, bro.
Hey, different
that's a spectrum.
Royce the 5'9", you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that was a beautiful compliment, man, and I never forgot that. Wow. Reliable and consistent, man. Those are 2 things that I live by: reliability and consistency.
So, Philmore, can we talk about your partnership with what's this fellow?
Fellow Cannabis. See, the thing about that.
I want to show the picture, though. We got to cut the picture. I do it. This man, look, first of all, they made him wear these Doctor's Martian suits. Fishnet looking joints or whatever.
When you go back into the growing facility, they don't want to
Contaminate it.
contaminate the buds and all that good stuff.
But he came out with 3 satchels of marijuana, and I'm sitting there thinking like, ain't no way nobody can smoke all this weed, man.
No way. They didn't let me take that.
Oh, that's just for the photos?
You gonna take this
That
photo?
was a photo op.
You gonna put this shit down?
Put that back.
Put that shit back over there. Put that one back over there.
$100,000 worth of weed.
No, you gonna put that one back right there, and that one back where you got it
Man,
from,
stop
right
lying.
there.
That shit all through K-Town right now. Fuck out of here.
No.
Fuck out of here.
No, it ain't. Not for me. You know what I'm saying? But
Look, Bobby never got that.
This goes back to 2012. You know, the art of networking and communicating with your supporters. You know, I never was that guy I'm not an artist that think I'm just on. You know how some artists don't like to respond to people?
Man.
I try my best to respond to people, and you shoot me a DM. Now, I don't really listen to music they send.
I feel you.
But like if you're just showing me love, I'm gonna respond. Thank you. Boom, boom, boom. May throw extra words in there. But homegirl Sarah, you know, woman she's from Ann Arbor. She been rocking with me since 2012. First shit I ever put out in my life. I had no clue of what to do, sequencing. You know, 22 songs, no order, just as much me and Bone could put on a CD, that's what we did. And she rocked with it. She played one of the records at her wedding. And she started, I never met this woman a day in my life until that day that we went to the facility. She's been, you know, following me throughout the years, and she got this position. And she was just like, you know, I have an opportunity to, you know, have a talk with the CEOs of this company. I played them your shit. They love you. We want to bring you in, have a meeting, and we can talk about some, you know, I wouldn't even say brand ambassador shit. It's just some partnership shit. Mm-hmm. And we got a bunch of ideas, man. Went in there, salute to my business partner, Chuck. Killed the meeting, and, you know, Chuck in the back, he like this.
So when not
just a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out, Chuck.
Don't say too much.
What you say now, Chuck?
We killed the meeting, man. Salute to Kelsey, Matt and Bobby, and Sarah. We toured the whole facility.
So what is the partnership? Like, what is, because I be seeing that, like, you know, Vic Mensa was out at the KVO ball joint with us, and he's got his own brand out there. Is it like do y'all partner on like a particular strand, or how does that even work?
He trying to get it out of you.
Yeah.
He's trying to get it out of you.
It's okay. I get it. It's still some paperwork to be. Maybe we should take a shot right now.
6, 7, 8.
Man.
This shot is for Black excellence, man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is one of our sponsors here, man. Den of Thieves.
Yeah, so if y'all don't know, man, we got pass that down the line. Pass that down. Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, shout out to TEAC, man. This is our distribution partner, man.
You can pull them all the same. I'm here for it.
They carry only black brands, man. So that's Rohan Marley's wine, of the Marleys that you're familiar with. This is a new brand they got, man.
This guy out of DC. He out of DC.
Guy out of DC got vegan beer line, bro. Which I had one. That's why it's one missing. It's decent. It's decent. I'm good. Let me sit that back down. No, I'm saying.
I thought you wanted to double cup that shit.
Anybody else? Look, everybody. Come on, I ain't finna get up,
Come on, man. You can walk on camera, man. It's all good, brother.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
JP in the building.
Yeah.
JP, what up, man?
JP, go ahead.
Take that. Pause.
Whoa. Pause.
But yeah, so all right, you ain't gotta go into details. I ain't gonna
we're working on that. You know what I mean? We couldn't go into, you know,
super details.
Yeah, we couldn't go in a growing facility and they're interested in working with me without talking about my own. A lot of artists don't have that.
He signed an NDA.
No, hell no.
Hey, that's fine, man. These days you need them shits.
We got some shit coming. You know what I mean? It was a great meeting.
That's what's up. Salute to that, man.
Fellow
to the continue, man.
It's the cost of living, man.
Exactly. Ain't nothing like having a residual income.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. It's definitely all about leveraging relationships. This is what I learned with this podcast game, man. Like, we've had some of the biggest people in Chicago and outside Chicago, and the city fucks with us heavy, right? And I didn't realize how important it was to, A, do good business, and have good relationships.
Yo,
Yeah.
don't
You know what
burn
I'm saying?
bridges.
Don't burn
Too many
bridges.
people burning bridges.
Too many.
You got to cultivate relationships, man.
Yes.
Keep them close. You know, you got to check in on people.
I had a coach, man. I had a coach. I must have been about 13, 14 years old. And, you know, he was like, man, he sat us down, was like, man, what's the most valuable thing you have? Of course, we 15, 16. We like, man, money, family, love.
My motherfucking
you know,
PlayStation.
da-da-da-da-da. That motherfucker, he was like, nope, 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 nope. And he finally was like, we was like, well, what? And he was like, your name. And we was like,
Fact.
and he was like, think about it. Your name is what everybody will remember about you when you gone, and it's what everybody thinks about you as soon as they hear it. He was like, if somebody, you loaned your video game to somebody and he never gave it back, and then your boy like, yeah, I'm finna let so-and-so get my video game. First thing they say is, nah, bro never gave me my shit back.
he ain't gave me my shit
Feel
back.
me?
Ain't
So
good
it's
for
like,
it.
but if it's the flip side, and to that point, I mean, a lot of the people that we've brought is through, you know, business that we've done over the years. And it's just like, we now have this platform to say, look, man, we want to highlight y'all. We want to highlight everybody that's doing shit. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, the story was told. Like, there's no way that the story wasn't told simply because nobody else did it,
Paying
right?
it forward is important.
But that's developed into that space where it's like people, the number one compliment we get or the number one piece of feedback we get is they like, man, we just love watching grown black men have conversations. Like, it's just that simple.
Word.
It ain't about a whole lot of glitz and glam. It ain't about all that shit. It's like, yo, watching black men have real conversations is actually the most valuable thing that I feel like we bring to the table through this podcast, man. But I say that to say, do y'all got kids?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was definitely, let's
Two
get
beautiful
to this,
kids.
Let's get to this father.
What age range?
13-year-old boy, 7-year-old.
That's why you on the road. Yeah, that's why your ass ain't at home now. Yep. He ain't going back no time soon.
3.
You got 3?
Yeah, 19, 18, and 6. Nice little gap,
You
right?
was fucking, wasn't you?
Yeah, okay.
I was young, early, baby.
Oh, did you see his face? Yeah.
I had to get this motherfucker out the sand. Yes, early.
What's the hardest part about
Marshall.
parenting in 2022?
Parenting at 2022, you got to balance, you know, parenthood with time. Like, it didn't really hit me. Like, I had Amina when I was, you know, we had Amina when I was 19. Her mom was 20. It didn't really hit me until I was like 22, 23 that I was a dad.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was moving. I was in the streets. I was moving around in the streets, working jobs, you know, just trying to figure shit out, still rhyming. Like, I didn't realize it like, damn,
That was your job,
this is mine.
Yeah.
This came from me. Like, she got my face until I was 22, 23, bro. And I had my baby. I was a father. I became a father at 19 years old. But it's just like balance. You're trying to balance that with being a kid still.
So you
know
became
what I'm
a
saying?
father at what age?
19.
But when did you become a dad?
I became a dad.
He like last year.
Difference, bro. 2020, nigga.
1 week, 3 weeks, 2 months. No. I became a. That's a good question, man. You know, what is a dad? You know, because I was always there for my baby, and I always, you know, there's a lot of men that aren't there and that can't be there, but they there in heart. You know what I mean? So you could be a dad and not be there.
It's a lot of dads that they won't let you be a dad. It's
Exactly.
a lot of
Like, it
situations where that's not even an
was
option for
tough,
you.
bro. It was
Nah, I
tough.
feel you.
You growing up on the west side of Chicago, and you already a young man. The world is out to get you. You got guys that's dying and going to jail, and you in the middle of some of this shit. You in a war zone, literally, but you still got to be a dad. You still got to live your life because you're still a kid. You know what I mean? And I credit my parents and everything. They helped me a lot as a teenager, bro. So I became a dad. Like, it was a collective effort. I can't even give myself all the credit.
Facts.
But it had to be. I can't even put an age on it, bro, because it's like.
I mean, now you got a 6-year-old. It's a whole different kind of parenting going on with a 6-year-old.
But you're not the same man that you were, though. So
definitely
you're
not
a
the
better
same
dad.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like,
Way better,
yeah.
way better. My oldest and I, we got a relationship to where as though, you know, she talked to me and we talk, and, you know, I don't cut like I talk how I talk. There's not the, hey, baby.
Yeah.
This is what nah.
Yeah.
This is what you got to do. You got to do that. Although these little boys don't want to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talk to my
I've
kids.
always been like that too, right?
I keep it a buck. with
But
my-
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that shit works
Right, but now
because
he a
my
pop-pop.
oldest is 20, and then under her is 19, and then I got a 14-year-old, right? But my oldest just had a baby. You know what I'm saying? So you know, shout out to Carter, man. He's 3 months old. Fucked me up for a minute though. Like I felt like did I fail as a father? because this is not what I wanted for my child. And I know that I've made every effort to make sure that you've had the best, right? And stay out of the way of bullshit. But at the end of the day, she made her own choice.
True.
And I had to come to grips with that shit.
You can only lead them. You can only lead them.
Right. Yeah.
As far as you can, and then they gotta.
What you want is not what they're gonna. You know, the kids are gonna. We're in the phase right now. All of us, we're in the phase right now where our kids, and your kids are gonna be there soon.
Mm-hmm.
They're a bit younger, but we're in the phase right now to where as though our kids are gonna have to live life and make those decisions, whether they're good or bad, and we just gotta be there to protect them and to be there for them, because they're gonna make decisions whether we like it or not.
They're gonna learn the cost of living.
They're gonna learn the cost of living. That's what this album is about.
Exactly.
Consequences and decisions. You know what I mean?
What was the day when you came home? You was like, God damn it, I'm stuck with this kid forever.
Man, you know what's crazy is, man.
I can't give him back. Because look, Torre got a great joke. He's like, look, man. He's like, for all the people in here wondering if parents got a favorite, he was like, they do. He said, but it changes. He was like, all your kids, they go hit the mark.
Hey, man, I got lucky, man. I got lucky. My kids they've never given me trouble yet.
I was gonna say never. It's
they never
12
given
years
me
old. Boy,
trouble.
this is the time.
They've never, they're respectful. They're respectable.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And we raised them that way. You know what I'm saying? They're kind, which is super important to me.
That's very key.
Being a kind human being, man.
Nice.
Good to other people. You know, they stick up for those who aren't able to stick up for themselves. We just had conferences this past week, man.
Oh, parent-teacher conferences? Which one of you? Because I can't stand half. Nah, let me not say that on record. I love all my parents. Some of y'all are more difficult to explain shit to than others.
No. You know what's funny? My kids make it easy, man. They make it real easy.
They got good grades, is what you said.
They got good grades. They're good in class. They're attentive. The teacher loves them. They love their teacher. Yeah, we was in and out.
They come from the crib.
In and out.
They come from the crib.
I can appreciate that.
You know, and they represent us outside the household, man. So, you know, we can only thank them for that, you know.
Please do, because
my kids are amazing. They're amazing. You know, thus far.
Yeah.
Thus far.
And it's inevitable. They're gonna give you
know what I'm saying?
They're gonna do shit.
Yeah,
you know
they're
what I mean?
amazing.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Well, in that same vein, then, what marriage? How do you balance the married life, being a husband, being a father, and being a fucking world-renowned producer?
You know what, man? I mean, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, man. My wife is amazing, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ended up picking the one who, you know, is the most supportive. She's intelligent. She's beautiful. You know, she does a thing. And when I'm on the road, whether I'm on the road for a week or I was on the road for 7-8 weeks, you know, she holds it down at the crib, and no complaints, no nothing, man. She trusts me fully. I trust her fully.
That's
you know
key.
what I'm saying? And communication is key, man. And
How long you been married?
6.
Okay. Well, I'm older than you then. I got 9 now. I just made 9.
Okay.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Congrats to both of y'all, man.
Happy anniversary,
We've
man.
been
Shout out
together
Mo.
for 10.
Okay.
And yeah. So yeah, man.
Did you have that moment like, what the fuck I'm doing when you walking down the aisle?
No, man, I was excited, bro.
Really? Did you cry?
I'm that dude, man.
Did you cry?
I shed a little tear, man. I shed a little tear. I was excited. I was like, yo,
Wait
let's
a minute,
get
man. I
this
was
going,
at your
man.
wedding. You bawled like a little baby, boy. What are you talking about?
Not in front of everybody, man. Not in front of everybody.
No, but I'm telling you, it was like the. And he wasn't tipsy yet, because you know everybody turned into "I love you, man" when they real drunk and shit. It wasn't even quite there yet.
Hey, man, listen here, man. I had a moment, man. I ain't there. You know,
Was your shoulders rattling?
Was your shoulders rattling?
Yeah. It was tough. And I tell her that shit happened. She don't believe me. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Love you, baby.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's what's
Congrats,
up, man.
man. Congrats to Love, man.
Well, what's the next step, man? Like after this project, I mean, you know, the project it's officially out though. Like real talk, right? Or tomorrow?
No,
It's
15.
not on
tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Oh, that's
15.
right. That's
Yep,
right. So,
Tuesday,
like, I mean, tour? What we talking about?
I mean, that's always on the books, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about that right now, trying to get something set up, man. And I always like to let the fans get the music, let it marinate,
See how they feel,
learn the
yeah.
music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let it acclimate real quick before we tour.
I don't know if
Really good
anybody
point.
knows this. Are you signed to, is it Mellow
Music.
Mellow
Yeah.
Music group. Yep,
You are
yep,
signed.
Yep.
What you asking me?
No, I'm asking you.
Hold on.
Yeah. I'm asking you.
For this album,
Right.
you know,
Okay.
but Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I mean, it's a real conversation, right? Because the record business is different now, man. Like, all that shit means something different
label
now.
stuff is different, man. Most
Very
labels
different.
now, labels don't really sign artists anymore. They sign projects.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not really, oh, I'm going to sign you for a 10-year. Nah.
Which I think is better.
They sign projects, and then with an option, and you might sign another project.
Right.
This one goes well, sign another project.
Got
You
it.
know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Do you
kinda,
prefer that to what the older version of it was?
I think I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would. You know, it's like going month to month on rent.
You
know what I'm
get
saying?
10-day contract.
You know,
This is new to me right here.
You can bounce if you want to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
For me, this is new. Like I've been watching Apollo and Mello, the whole movement for years.
Right.
So this is something I always wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like
I've been with Mello for 13 years.
13
Yeah,
years.
man, you the Kobe Bryant over there.
You know, so for me, this is an honor for me to, you know, just say I'm a part of Mello Music Group. You know, man, whatever happens after this album, you know, which I think it'll be great, you know, but it's an honor for me.
It's just a little stepping stone, man.
Yeah, it's an honor, man.
Favorite track on the album?
Like I said, if I could just be a little part of his career, man, I'm cool with that, man.
Hey, man,
It's a huge part.
I heard the project.
I think you picked the right one, bro.
Yeah, I heard the
Thank you.
project.
Like
bro.
that ass.
And people know me, man. I'm a music snob. I came up under a jazz singer. I didn't even like rap until I was like 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like it was real music for me.
Yeah,
I need to hear
remember you
this
talking
shit.
about that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I listen to y'all's music, man, the way y'all make music together, it is a real thing. It is not like you said, man.
bro.
It's just
Chemistry.
I mean, again, I taught producing at one point to young kids. And like you said, the software, you got Soundtrack where you could just, you know, loop some shit. You know, you can buy drum packs from I could buy a Beat Butcher drum pack.
Yeah, buy an Apollo Brown drum kit.
You got kits?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think I got one of your joints.
You can buy two of them.
Exactly.
Volume 1 and volume 2.
You can subscribe.
You know when they lean into the mic and don't move their shoulders? Volume 1.
But it's like, but that's the point. The point is like when the way I hear y'all's music, man, it does sound like a real organic process that you described, man.
Yeah.
It was.
So favorite track?
A big part of that was getting to know each other outside of music.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I tell people this, and it's funny, but my beats are like my kids. I'm not gonna let just somebody watch my kids without interviewing them first.
Gangster.
Without getting to know them first before I leave them with my kids. Same with the artist, bro. I'm not.
You're not
I gotta
walking
get to
out
know
here
who
with
you
my
are.
beats.
I want to know who you are. I want to know who you are as a person. We don't got to get super deep, but I want to know that we align.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before we start working, and that's important to me. And I think that lends itself to the natural part, the whole chemistry aspect of making an album.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, do you feel like Fillmore? Is there a difference between a producer and a beat maker?
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I want to know, how do you look at that as an artist and how do you look at that as a producer?
I mean, when we were in the lab, like I'm not a super prideful MC. Like I will take a line from somebody in the studio if you don't rap or not. If the shit's dope, it's dope. We're gonna get this going and shit.
I need to be there. I'm the one line king.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's dope, I'm gonna use it.
He's trash.
I know my capability. You know what I mean?
16 one line.
Yes.
Bro, come up with a verse.
He ain't got that many. He got the same
16
five.
one line.
Every time we've been anywhere near a microphone and a beat, he say the same 5 lines every time.
Hey, man, pull up that Apollo shit right now. I'm about to go.
Go. Oh, here we go.
Shit.
Here we go.
Oh, shit.
He just told you he's not gonna let anybody walk out with his beats. You definitely last on the list.
Yeah, but it's like, man, go in there. I'm not a super prideful MC. You know, it's been times in the lab when we worked on a shit. Certain parts of the chorus, you know, he's like, change it up. And he came up with the line. I went and said it, shit fit. That's what it is. Rashid needed a line in one of his bars. Say this. Take that word out. You're gonna breathe better when you're rhyming it. Put that in there. His verse went flawless. Chuck don't know how to rap. He don't, that I know of. Shit.
Chuck, I can't wait to battle you. It's over.
You know what I'm saying? And he may have something to throw in there and put this, man, say it like that. Apollo did it a bunch of times on this album.
Okay.
Say it like this. We didn't rush. I said I did all those records in one night.
Yeah, no, we had time to breathe.
We had time, like it wasn't
Go back
rushed.
through each one and actually
Yeah,
feel.
like
That's a great way to approach
say it this way. Now scratch this verse. bring it down a little bit.
Okay.
Because I was charged, bro. I was going to that motherfucker like I was in a cipher.
Right.
We didn't need all that.
Bring it down.
Bring it down. Talk to the people.
Yeah.
Don't yell at the people.
That would be the producing
Exactly.
side of it, right? That's not
Yeah,
the
I mean, that's
beat
the
making.
thing. There's definitely a difference, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a producer. I see an album from start to finish. And that's not just the music. That's the artwork. That's the promo and marketing. That's everything that has to do with this album from start to finish. You know what I'm saying? I see it through.
I like it.
And I'm hands-on with the whole aspect, or the whole album, every aspect. A beat maker, make a beat, send it to you and be like, all right, do what you do with it.
For sure.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Or a beat maker, like I started making beats in 96. From 96 to 2007, I didn't show anybody anything. I sat in the basement and made beats. That was a beat maker. I didn't produce nothing. I made beats. I didn't produce albums.
Is that because you didn't have any artists to work with?
No, I just wasn't, that's not where I was at. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? I did it for fun. I did it because it was something that I had a passion for. I went to work, come home from work, make beats. That's just kind of what,
Do you have any family roots? Anybody, mom, dad,
I do
uncles?
not, man. I do not.
So
I
this
have
is just
no
a gift.
musical background.
This is a gift from God type shit.
I guess, man. You know what I'm saying? I have no musical background, none of that, man. Just no typical stories.
Got it.
That people would say. My dad sang in the choir. Started the choir in church.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man.
None of that. No.
Like my whole family musical, and according to this guy, I'm
Except
trash.
for your ass.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Except for your ass.
The boy on record said, I am a musician. I said, what instrument do you play?
my fucking voice is an instrument.
That is not
Fuck
a
you
real
mean?
thing. It's not a real thing, bro.
Is it not?
Bro, stop, man. Anyway, back to actual shit.
Can I get the Den of Thieves,
So
please?
favorite track. I know it's hard to pick, but if you had to pick one that really, really, really is like the one you really enjoy working on the most, or however you want to frame it, what would be the track that you just really, maybe it's the one you just really interested to see how people gonna receive it. What track is that off of this project for both of y'all?
You want to go first?
It's funny because it changes day to day. You know what I'm saying? Depends on my mood. Depends on how I'm feeling at the time when I'm listening to the record. So, but I would say consistence for me would be This Is Me, Free, and Time Goes.
Time Goes is cold.
Yeah.
Time Goes is cold. That's the one where you tell like the story of like how things gonna change.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
that was cold.
Yeah.
I listened at least 3 times today.
Time Goes.
Time Goes is crazy.
For me, it's Free. Free's like number one to me. You know what I mean? Free, This Is Me, that's special to me. And that's tough, man. It's a
I know.
lot.
I mean, obviously, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not like blowing smoke or whatever they call that shit.
Thank you.
The album is cold, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Like it's
Thank you.
a true cold project.
I mean, if you know,
period, point blank.
it's a very introspective album.
Just imagine.
So
Just imagine.
there's no
It's hard to separate from. Yeah, I feel what
there's
you mean.
there's no rah-rah, braggadocious hard shit on the album.
Nah.
I'm good for that. One or two of those on each album. This one, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep everything introspective. I wanted to keep everything very, very life. You know what I'm saying? And he told the story perfect, man. He brought you into Chicago.
Yeah.
Let you into his world.
Big facts.
And that's what I wanted. He made everything come alive.
Do you think that you found yourself as an artist on this project?
Yeah. Like every new project that I work on and do, I find something, I take it up another level. That's like my challenge to myself. And before we recorded this project, Apollo said, man, I'm gonna need you to dig deep, bro. I'm gonna need you to get, you're gonna have to pull some shit out the bag you never did on this one. So it's topics and shit on here. Like damn near every record on the album, if it's not about me, it's about somebody that's close to me that I know. And certain records on this album, I had to get, consent to write and put it out.
Because you had other like personal stories involved.
Just imagine,
Yeah.
my homegirl, she lost her boy, she lost her son. It's about thousands of mothers in America, but she asked me to write this record in 2013.
Damn.
When she lost her boy. I said I declined because I said I don't just write. I gotta feel it. Like I'm not just gonna write a fucking party record. You know what I mean? I gotta feel it. And here we are 9 years later. The beat sound like it was just crying. And I hit her. I'm like, I got it. 9 years later.
That's wild.
I hit her. I was like, I got it. She was like, I didn't want nobody else to do it. I know if you did it, it was gonna be right. I talked to her for like 2 hours and she gave me details. We talked so much, she tried to send me the the morgue pictures.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I declined, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I attended this funeral. I knew him. You know, so she gave me consent. She's gonna come listen to it for the second time tomorrow. She's gonna meet Apollo. She loved the fucking record. You know, it's about her son. I'm being brutally honest. It's not that sympathy. It's just what can happen.
It's
you know what I mean?
It's being in that, putting yourself in those shoes in real life.
She loved the fucking record, man, and she's honored. I'm honored. You know what I mean? And that's the way it goes. Every record on this album is about somebody or myself, and it's like that's the level I took it up to, like really being vulnerable and opening up on music about my life and shit that I've been through, the mental health and you know everything, bro. Like this is the most detailed album.
Being vulnerable, man.
Yeah, being very vulnerable, bro. Very vulnerable. It's fucking up the V's, but y'all know what I'm trying to say, man.
What do you think about the stigma that's attached to Chicago artists, right? They'll say Fillmore Green, Chicago artist, right? I feel like that puts you in a box, so to speak. They don't say Fillmore the dope, you know what I'm saying? Fillmore this,
I like that as a nickname.
It's like
Fillmore the
saying
dope.
such and such female MC. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is, but like in Chicago, you know, right?
Yeah.
It's not a good, I don't know, man.
It's for me, it's almost like a negative connotation, right? Because if you haven't left Chicago and then had these big records, i.e., let's say Lupe, the Kanyes of the world, right? The Twisters. Even with Twister, right? I don't even think he gets his just due. You know what I'm saying? For real. How do you maybe take that stigma off of Chicago?
I don't pay attention, bro.
Okay.
Like I really don't. If you're not paying attention, like it's just like when they call me, you know, local. Like I put the groundwork in to not be local anymore. We put the groundwork in. We drove across the country. You know, we got people in other states that really tap in. But it's just, you know, some people, it's a mixture of things, man. Some people don't do the knowledge and don't really study you and know the work you've put in, and some people do. You know what I mean? I don't hold it to people. I don't charge it to the heart, you know. Some people just don't know, you know, but I just keep doing what I'm doing. Because if I put too much attention into that, my pen gonna fall off. You know what I mean? So I don't pay attention to that, man. Chicago is a melting pot of music.
Facts.
It's a melting pot of
Jimmy
music,
Butler
bro.
said that. Jimmy Butler said Detroit has a sound. Stax Records has a sound down in Memphis. He said Philly has a sound. He said Chicago does not have a sound.
You can come here, you can get trap, you can get everything from Chicago, bro.
Exactly.
So it's like, you know, you want that boom bap shit, it's cats here that only do that. You want drill, you want the shit like Saba and Chance, you know, they do that.
Shout out to Saba, that's home.
You know, shout out to Saba, West Side. You know what I mean? You got cats that it's a melting pot of music, bro. So I just do me, bro. I just do what I feel, and I don't compromise my sound. And this is the sound that lasts for 40 years, and it's gonna be here
it's gonna age well.
to the end of time.
Like everything, once I really got in tune with you for real, and just start studying your catalog, there ain't a joint that I can't just get in my car on a Saturday summer afternoon before we, you know, get into the turn up. I'm riding, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm catching the vibe, right? Because it sets the tone for my day.
Yeah.
Like, because music can really set the tone for how you gonna get out here and get on some bullshit, or you gonna get out here and just chill. You gonna have some chicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gonna build with your guys, fellowship, whatever the case may be.
It sets the mood, man.
Yeah. Music does
is
that.
the soundtrack, man.
Yep.
Let me say, and let me correct myself, not Jimmy Butler, Jerry Butler.
Jerry
About to
Butler.
get my
Jerry
whole
Butler.
Chicago card snatched.
I was thinking like Jimmy
Butler don't know shit about music.
Jimmy Butler.
No, you know what it was? It was his face thing. I was like, why are you looking at me crazy, Jerry
Hey,
Butler?
man, yeah, because that nigga wear fat ass dreads. Like, come on, man. No,
But,
man. We not on that.
Oh, that's right, he did do that, didn't he?
Yeah, oh, man, that shit was hilarious.
Man, look, man, she was a
That shit was hilarious, bro. That long extension shit, that was hilarious.
We not claiming him, bro.
What?
Well, let's flip it real quick, because
Crazy.
we got some, you know, Detroit, Chicago shit is similar but different. Man, what the fuck are y'all doing with this pizza in Detroit, bro? What what is it? You know, pause on how you say it.
How'd you frame that question,
Bro,
though? How'd you frame that
have y'all
question?
heard this shit?
No, wait. Ask that question again properly.
Explain to me. Because I just, even saying it out loud ain't comfortable.
Ask that question properly, man. Be respectful.
Bro, what is a wet style pizza. What is
Wet
this?
style pizza? Where you get that
That's
from?
what they say Detroit style pizza is, wet. Am I wrong?
Look at
Have I been misinformed?
We had to come sit closer.
What's
Have
a
I been
wet style
misinformed?
pizza, bro?
JP had to come sit closer. Like, what the fuck?
Maybe.
A wet style?
I've heard.
Y'all the
I've heard-
motherfuckers that put sauce on top of your cheese, bro. That shit's weird.
I'm just saying,
Yo.
I've heard the Detroit style. When somebody tells me they got Detroit style pizza, they call it wet style. And it's supposed to be very like super saucy. It's
Nah,
like
man,
dripping
I don't even know what you're
sauce.
talking about.
That's what I've heard. So I ain't been talking to real Detroit
That's some
motherfuckers.
Chicago shit.
No, it's definitely not.
Nah, wet style
Check out
pizza.
the big brain on bread.
I'm looking that shit up, bro. I know I ain't the first person to hear that.
JP heard that
check out
question
the
and had to
big
come
brain.
sit closer.
Yo, what?
Bro, I've heard
Wet
this
style
shit.
pizza?
Somebody said it yesterday. Detroit
Nah, bro.
style
That
was
Detroit style, not
All
wet
right,
style.
okay, so correct the record then. What is Detroit style pizza? How do you explain it? Chicago, we know it's deep dish. That's just what it is. What's
you
got
got your
style
New York
pizza?
style, which is
The big long
thin
slices or
crust,
whatever.
big slices, fold,
Right.
whatever. You got your Chicago, which is all bread,
The best.
and
The best. Don't do that. The best.
thick ass bread pieces with a little bit of cheese, and then y'all got some fucking, y'all got sauce on top of the cheese, but that shit's weird as
Look how niggas
hell.
had $85 away,
And I'm
man.
like, yo, where's my pepperoni
It's
at?
a
That
full
shit's
course
under
meal,
the cheese,
bro. Like-
nigga. That shit's under the cheese.
Yeah.
Where
I'm
it's
like, yo,
supposed
what-
to be. That's where it's supposed to be.
Pepperoni's supposed to be on top of the cheese.
No, first of
bro.
all, you shouldn't even have pepperoni on pizza. That shit is trash.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Never mind. Finish. I'm gonna let you finish giving the description. Go ahead.
I don't know who eats pepperoni,
And
but
the
okay.
Detroit style it's you know, it's square pizza. It's not as thick as Chicago.
It's square.
But
okay.
it's not as thin as
As
New
New
York.
Pizza bread.
So it's like in between deep dish and
So it's like pizza bread.
it's a garlic stick.
It's in between. It's in between. Yo, go to Buddies, go to Jets. I know y'all got a Jets
Okay,
down the
Jets.
street.
Jets
Y'all got
Jets.
Jets right down the street.
I've heard of Jets.
Yeah, somebody go get us some Jets pizza real quick.
Gotta go to Buddies.
See exactly what you're talking about.
I never had Jets though. I'm gonna give it a shot.
No, don't do that.
Hold on. Let's do this real quick. Let's do this. What is it? Harold's or who else? Or
Oh, Harold's or Uncle Remus.
Uncle Remus.
What's the chicken spot out in Detroit? I don't know the chicken spot in Detroit.
Nah,
It's like somebody blocked. Like they actually cook on in front of their yard.
Birch.
Yeah. So we had this conversation before you got here. Chuck
Sweetwater's probably,
Sweetwater.
you know.
Chuck took my man to motherfucking
Sweetwater.
Harold's, which was some bullshit, right?
Yeah, Harold.
Some bullshit. You already know. I stand on my thing all day. You already know Uncle Remus.
Uncle Remus, bro.
Come on, man.
Uncle Remus.
Uncle
on,
Remus
man.
is. I mean, if
Uncle
you're
Remus.
from the West Side, you don't have a choice.
Uncle Remus.
But to say Uncle
Well,
Remus, mainly because that was the only thing you could afford when you were 16 and you couldn't get in the club, and that's the only thing that was still open at 2 a.m. when you was riding around on Madison.
You can
trying
tap
to catch up
deeper
with these.
into the hood though and go to K-Town and go to Buffalo Sam's.
See, now that's
They
some
start
Mabasi
chilling
shit.
both of them.
Hey, that's some Mabasi shit.
They good.
That's
They good. I ain't
both of
gonna
them.
lie to you. Yeah. They
I don't
get-
like none of that
They don't
shit.
get brought up as much.
So the verdict, Uncle Remus.
The burger is Uncle Remus all
Uncle
day.
Remus, man.
All day.
Sure.
Man,
Uncle
that's
Remus.
exactly. That's your only. You can't say anything other than Uncle Remus if you're from the West Side, right?
Everybody outside Chicago knew what y'all talking about.
This is true.
Sometimes-
This is true.
sometimes-
Also, going
This is
into
true.
Uncle Remus is a 50-50 robbery proposition. Like, dead ass. Like, it's a 50-50
Bro.
situation. You on Central and motherfucking Madison. Bro, like, you about to get...
The last time I went
Man, they
into
got
a Harold's,
one window pane.
the last
Like, it
time
ain't
I
no-
walked into Harold's,
Hold on, kid,
You
hold
can't, you
on.
can't sit down and eat in Uncle Remus. There's a reason
they-
for
the
that.
last
Can
time
they-
I walked into
hold on.
Harold's on 87th, the last time I walked into Harold's on 87th, I thought I spotted one of the Saint lunatics. You know how cats used to push their pants and their socks and shit? They were sitting in there eating. I said, man, give me the fuck back west.
Right,
man. They
right,
got their
exactly.
jeans tucked in their socks. Like, what the
But
fuck are
the
we
parking
doing?
lot next to Uncle Remus, it be motherfuckers changing oil and shit. Like, I'm not buying
true.
chicken from here, fam. It don't make no sense. And why it take 6 hours to get a breast and a wing and some dry ass fries? Like, Uncle Remus is the most overrated ass restaurant in the history of Chicago restaurants.
We go to Buffalo Sam's. We're going to get y'all some Buffalo Sam's before it's over with.
I know they got the good grease. Fuck out here. Nah.
Hey, let's talk Chicago real quick, man. I saw some wild shit happen, man. So, you know, they're building the Obama library here, right?
Right.
Why the fuck
Whole center.
the other day someone leaves a noose on the site?
Oh, I didn't see
Dead
that.
ass.
Sucker
right?
shit, man.
I didn't
Dead
see
ass.
that.
Why these cats never get caught in the act, man?
Right, it's cameras on
They
everything.
never get caught, but I'm saying they don't get caught in the act.
Right.
Doing it. You know what I'm saying? No one's around the corner walking around like, oh shit. Like,
You know what?
No one gets. They get.
You know what's ill about that? Last week we were talking about this conversation, and it started through the conversation of difference in rap now and then. it led into this whole conversation of like, a lot of the content with the younger guys is always about murder, carrying a pole, blah, 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 right? But it really got to the point where what we realized is that, all right, we all about 40, 41, right? And
something like that.
what's really
Not me.
what's really interesting is
I'll keep the 40s. Don't rush me, man.
Something like that.
Come on, Fillmore got the oldest face up here.
Don't run.
Right. You look like you definitely look like a pop. K-Town is not where you want to grow
Grown man face.
Do not grow up in K-Town, okay? But years on you.
But what we taught, what it really came back to is what we remember being 15, 16, 17, being, you know, in some of the urban environments, is that everybody didn't have a pistol, right? And so the reality was like, you didn't do some of them crimes because you expected to get caught. Somebody was going to say, oh no, he did it.
Yeah.
Now it's the absolute reverse. Even if it's your own family.
Even with more surveillance.
And even if it's your own family. Even if it's your own family. Like I taught in an area on the south side, bro, where there must have been, I mean, there would be, like, just be real, there'd be 3 to 4 murders a week. And everybody from that area know exactly who did it. Yeah. And if it was your cousin that got shot, you still not. The concept is, no, we gonna handle that, right? Now with the racist shit, I feel like there's just a what's the word? I think there's a complacency related to these types of crimes at this point. It's like, you know what? It was racist.
I mean, George Zimmerman's still walking around.
Exactly.
Just having books.
I do. I feel like motherfuckers be like, you know what, man? It was racist. What you want us to do? You want us to try and tell him not to be racist? What we gonna do? No, I feel like there's an absolute complacency behind this shit.
Look, man, I want them to give a 6-step process like they just try to give my boy Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen, right? But it is what it is. And shout out to brother Minister Farrakhan, man. He killed. Did y'all see that shit?
No,
I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, man.
I mean, but he been talking that for some years, man.
No. He went in, bro. You need to.
Have you ever seen him live?
No,
man.
I've seen him live.
I've definitely.
I'm
seen
not
him.
Muslim. I was working at the UIC Pavilion, and you know, he came and did the messenger the 1 year. What's it? It's called the
Savior's Day.
Savior's Day.
Yeah, I saw Savior's Day in 2007.
Watching that man speak live, and I ain't gonna lie, from the prior to that moment, I was on some like Farrakhan might have been a part of the conspiracy that killed my hero Malcolm. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't a big like I fuck with Farrakhan kind of dude, and I used to ride past his crib all the time and be like, man, you know, fuck dude. In a way, I ain't gonna lie, but watching that speech, bro, there's no way to watch that man speak and not come out a different person. Like, that brother hits on the core of shit that, in a way, and with a timing, it's almost like on some rap shit. It's almost like he knows exactly when to drop that one bar that's gonna lock all of this and codify all of this for you in that one moment. I'm a brilliant motherfucker,
I'm
man.
gonna give you 7 for codify.
Dates, boy.
Yeah,
I better give you this 6 and 7 dates out here, boy.
I never heard that word. Codify.
That's a new one.
All that brain. Boss.
You know, you gotta whoa! God damn.
You
But
can't
no,
trust
real
a nigga
talk.
with chin hair and no mustache, bro.
And no kids and no wife.
Wait, first of all, you're not going to
That shit sound like cauliflower, man. Hold on, man. What's going on out here, man?
Pull up that motherfucking word dictionary and
Well, man, we know we got to get ready to move, man, because we know y'all got a whole nother event y'all got to get to, man. We know it's all kind of shit. And first of all, man, appreciate y'all pulling up on the show,
Hey,
man.
man,
Like, real
appreciate y'all
talk,
having
man.
us.
Man, this was fucking.
Appreciate y'all having
We got to clap it up to y'all in general, man. Like,
Yo.
Perfect timing, man. Perfect timing.
and
We
I'm-
held off for a while, but it only made sense.
nah,
right
man,
now,
I'll be
bro.
100, man. I can't always count on this man sometimes. I can't always count on this man
I don't get the
sometimes.
reliable stamp?
I'm just
I
telling
started
you.
this
Oh,
shit.
you so far
see
from
where we at?
reliable.
You see
so
where we at?
far from reliable, bro. But
What the fuck I do?
when he texted me, like, I was like, he's like, yeah, man, Fillmore, he gonna bring Paulo on. I was like, doop. Like, we locking that in ASAP. Like, the man came through with that. Because my cousin introduced me to your music, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm the type of dude, I don't remember lyrics. Like, if one of the most classic Tupac, Biggie, put any of the most well-known, everybody knows word for word, I don't. I know that one part that everybody sing out loud. All I hear is the beat 99% of the time. And so it's like, when I'm listening to your music, I'm checked in. I'm just checked in. So I was like, man, I gotta be on that. And Fillmore, bro, like, when we did that show, when you called me, it's like, yo, man, guys, we want to come to town for that tour, for that same tour.
Yeah.
I was at Promontory, and I was just like, man, Joe, I hadn't heard of Zoo, right? And then Ad 2 was like, Man, Joe, you gotta check him out.
Y'all still say Joe.
I started.
Hell yeah,
It's Chicago
and Joe all day.
Charlie.
All day. All day.
It's always some other nigga there. It's crazy.
What up, Joe? Hey, yo, Joe.
Yeah. What the fuck y'all say out there?
In Detroit.
What up, though?
Y'all like
What up, though?
What up, though?
well, Philly got Bull. Y'all ain't got nothing like that?
Young bull.
What up, dog? That's all he said.
Yeah.
My guy, yeah.
My guy.
What up, my guy?
Yeah. Somebody said that. If
But
you
yeah,
say
so
that,
if
that's
you-
disrespectful.
So here, like, man, yeah, that's my guy.
My G, my
yeah.
guy.
They're like, nah, I don't really
If
fuck
you say
with
that's
dude.
my
You know
guy
what
here,
I'm
it's like saying like, yeah, that's just some dude that be like knowing my name. I don't really fuck with dude hard like that.
Yeah.
Oh, word?
Or it's like a polite diss to a nigga, like, what's up, my guy? You know,
But if you
it's like-
call him Joe, that's your man, though.
yeah, I mean, nah, Joe,
No,
you
no.
just say period.
You just say
Yeah,
it.
It's just
yeah.
it's a period after the before the period.
Joe was like
it's
the N-word. Joe was like the N-word.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I'm
just
saying? Like, man, what up?
Me and my brother, we joke about this. It's a barber we know, Charles. You can never get through a haircut. Charles gonna cut the clippers off 50,000 times. Joe, and tell you a story, show you some shit on the phone, start cutting again. Joe. Joe. He start off every sentence with
Like,
that.
Joe, I didn't come here for this. Cut my hair. I need to go. I got shit to do, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Prices are going up any fucking way.
I ain't get tired of Joe until our homie Q Billa, who, you know Q.
Salute Q.
He
Yeah,
started
Q, man.
every record with Man Joe. After doing I was a DJ, right?
Yeah.
Bro, after doing like 775 shows in garages over like the course of 3 months, every time I heard Joe, I would just like get sick. Cause every rap, it was Man Joe. Shout out to my brother. You know I love you, but I to this day I hate that phrase.
You know that was me filming you at the Taste of Chicago?
That was you?
Yeah. I was with the fam. I was
Man.
filming you at the Taste of, he was DJing.
I got one better for you. I had just finished Summerfest the night before. We had French Montana, and I had to chase this man because he walked off stage on his last song into the festival and disappeared, and I never gave him his check. So I had to drive around the city.
shit.
He was club hopping, trying to find him and his tour manager to give him
Damn.
his check. Finally give it to him, drive home. I stayed thankfully close enough to the Taste that I slept for probably 45 minutes, right?
Damn.
What's more funny is the first day of my new job, I walk in and one of the students was like, oh, that's the DJ. And I'm like, I ain't never met nobody here before a day in my life. How
He was
you know I'm
rocking
a
that
DJ?
bitch.
She was literally like, no, we was at the Taste. I remember you. That's
Yeah.
crazy as hell. I didn't even know that was you
Yeah,
out
that was
there.
me. I got the footage. I'll send it to you.
No, I mean, I know what I look like. I'm cold.
Yo, salute to y'all. Congratulations to y'all as well.
Appreciate you, man.
For the Rory and Maul joint.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's love,
I knew y'all was going.
I mean, the dopest part about
everybody
that.
else, I knew.
The dopest part about that, and I'll let you even speak on that, is just like, it was other people that told us to do that, Joe. Like we didn't have no inside track on them. We didn't know them. We didn't know nobody in their camp or nothing like that. They posted, they was doing the tour. We didn't even know until after the show that it was the first stop of the tour.
Oh, word.
And they just posted on IG like, we want a podcast from Chicago to open up. And our inboxes started flooding. And they was coming from other podcasts, which even, like to your point, it was like people was telling us, them the guys, them who y'all gonna have Chicago podcasts in the building.
Them the guys.
Y'all need to have them in there, man. So it's that stamp of approval that the people that you fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And shout out to them guys, man. They definitely gave us a great opportunity to just, step up another level,
what it's
man.
about.
Same as y'all, man. Like this shit.
That's what it's about.
I can't wait till 5 years from now and be like, yeah, I know Philmore.
This the first of many, man. You know, we gonna sit down every release. First of many, bro. You know what I mean? So we locked.
That's what's
We
up.
appreciate y'all having us, man.
Appreciate
Straight
you,
up.
man. Much love.
Sure.
Despite all the shit I talk about.
Hey, I got some
Detroit,
shit I gotta
man.
ask
6 or
Paulo
7 inches.
off camera though, cause you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers I don't be on this goof ass
Pause,
DMZ shit. Whoa, what was the pause?
Don't be asking me nothing off camera, bro. No, I'm just bullshit.
Pause, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Cool.
That's a Detroit pause right there.
He said the Detroit.
No, we pause everything, bro.
You ain't worse than a bossy.
Man.
Hey man, it's the corner convo.
Salute to
man.
VIETFIVE.
Oh yeah, real
VIETFIVE,
talk, man. What's
VIETFIVE
bad,
coffee.
Twan, man?
VIETFIVE,
Peace
Twan.
all the time.
We gonna talk off camera.
It's
if that's
Friday.
okay.
He probably got kids at the crib, man. He probably supposed to be with the family, man. He opened up to us, man. Let us come through,
Appreciate you,
man.
bro.
Much
Appreciate
love,
you.
man. Much
Salute.
love.
Hey man,
Salute.
corner combo episode 123, man. We out.
Cost of living.
Go get that.
We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Finally did it, brother.
Hey, man, that was dope, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yo, yeah, man.
I can't wait for the mom, man.
man.